What is going on? Welcome to Truth Wizard, or welcome back to Truth Wizard. It is always good to have you, and it is always good to be here. Today's show, we've got a good one. We've got some nice variety today. A little bit of paranormal activity, a little bit of challenging the narrative to where it's kind of teetering on that conspiracy side of things. I'm here for it, man. Stick around. You're going to have a good time. Do me a favor, please, before we get going. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. That would be so awesome and such a big help to this channel. This is still a new channel. I'm trying to get it going, trying to get this community going here. You can help me do that if you're into conspiracies, the paranormal, UFOs, challenging the narrative as a whole. Stick around, like and subscribe. And yeah, that would be it. That's all you got to do. It's super freaking easy, man. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to zip it up. I got no more begging to do, and we can go ahead and get started.
If I told you that Christmas comes from ancient Rome, but so like Christ wasn't even born yet? Before you come for me, let me explain. The Romans would celebrate the Saturnalia, a pagan festivity to honor Saturn, god of agriculture and harvest. In the imperial time, the celebrations would take place from December 17th to December 23rd, aligning with the winter solstice, which they would call Bruma. Now, this was the darkest time of the year. The sun would rise late and set early, as I too would love to do. All agricultural work would stop. All farmers and even the slaves would take a break. They could enjoy a very rare period of rest. There were big public banquets. You'd go visit your family and friends, exchange gifts, just like we do for Christmas. So those 7 days were a holiday across all layers of society, even the slaves. They'd basically be free men for the week. They would wear normal clothes, wouldn't have to attend to their masters, and actually the master would organize a banquet for his staff. That's the 17th to the 23rd. 2 days later, on the 25th, the Romans would celebrate the actual Bruma, the winter solstice. It was Julius Caesar himself who picked this date when he introduced the Julian calendar. Now there's a bit of a lag between the Julian and the Gregorian calendar, which is what we use today, so their 25th is actually our 21st or 22nd. Now this day in the imperial time was the celebration of the Natalis Solis Invicti. My Italian friends know where I'm going with this. In Italian, Christmas is Natale. Natalis Solis Invicti translates to the birth of the unconquered sun. So they were celebrating the rebirth of Apollo, the return of the sun, the days getting longer after the darkest period of the year. Now back to Jesus Christ. The Bible makes no mention of the date of his birth. It is during the Roman Empire between 320 and 353 that Pope Julius I, lots of Juliuses in this story, places this date on December 25th, on the day of Natalis Solis Invicti, in the hope of encouraging the pagans to convert to Christianity. It was already a sacred day. It was a pagan holiday, so he thought it might ease the transition and also create a parallel. The birth of the son of Apollo, the birth of Jesus Christ. Much later, in 529, Christmas, as in the birth of Jesus Christ, is declared an official holiday in the empire by Emperor Justinian. And the first nativity will come much later in 1223, created by no other than Saint Francis of Assisi, nearby the sanctuary of Greccio, while the tradition of the Christmas tree comes from Northern Europe. So yes, Jesus, probably not born on December 25th. And definitely not born in the year 1 AD, which I know sounds counterintuitive. If you want, I can talk about it more. Just let me know in the comments.
I, for one, kind of already knew a little bit about Saturnalia and have kind of been reading into that a little bit recently, like in the last, 9 months recently. But I'm just not surprised when I learned from reading and found out that, yes, it does coincide with what she said. More importantly, the point is they've fabricated, they've made up a lot. They've made up so much that they've told and taught us. Oh, yes, it's true. Also, pagan holidays. Pagan is very closely knitted to, and I believe this to be by design, witchcraft. Am I surprised by that either? Absolutely not. Because, well, I mean, what better way to make folks not do their homework and educate themselves? The way to do that is tell them it's bad. Tell them it's demonic. Tell them if they look at it, they're probably going to go to hell, or their house will be haunted by evil demons. It just seems so silly when you stop and think about it from an adult intelligent standpoint, because it is silly, in fact. And there's just, it blows my mind that so many people will either just never know this because they will never look into it because they think it's just automatically bad, satanic, whatever else, or they will look into it and they will still refuse this and they will still act and pretend as if none of the stuff that we're doing and how we're living today is completely fictitious and made up. And it's a little disturbing, quite frankly. What's your take on this? Did you know about this? Do you know about Saturnalia? Do you know that a lot of Christian holidays and practices actually come and are rooted from pagan traditions? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Uh, is that just me, or did it look like, yeah, something did pull this kid's leg? I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think that kid was stretching. Do you think this baby was just kicking his leg back, having a stretch? I mean, I guess it could have. I don't know, but it didn't seem that way. Yeah, because it's like his whole little body kind of moved and slid back just a little bit. That's crazy. Hang on, we're gonna let this play one more time. Uh I'm not sure that kid stretched, if he stretched, that kid kicked back hard enough to move his own body like that. That's kind of creepy, dude. That's an interesting clip as well. Okay, well, all right. I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of that. If you have something better here, a good explanation, please leave a comment and let me know. Okay. Do you think this is a hoax? Do you think this woman staged this as a prank? Do you think she decided to film all this and then use some well-crafted CGI to make it appear as if that Tupperware-looking pitcher fell off the cart? I don't. It seems so unlikely to me. I don't know why cups, pitchers, random things seem to get moved. That I don't know. But this is very odd behavior for an object to seemingly have no reason to fall over, just fell over, man. Even with that drawer closing, the cart didn't really move or shift. I didn't see that picture moving any kind of way that would have knocked it off balance, right? So we can rule that out, I believe. That's a little bizarre as well, but I'm going to ask what your thoughts are. I would love for you to leave a comment. Do you think this is another hoax, or another camera glitch, or is this some more evidence of something paranormal caught on camera?
Okay, this video was taken in Billings, Montana yesterday, and of course, officially, like, tanks and APCs get moved around all the time for training purposes, but with reports of things ramping up in the Middle East and a mobilization of ground forces, this is mildly concerning or rationally concerning to be witnessing. Now, the crazy part is I could have sworn the whole idea of no more war was like a pretty big deal when Trump came to office. Now, of course, I know that we're talking puppets anyway, man. Like, you think that Trump or Keir Starmer or Mark Carney, like, they're really pulling any strings here? No. They're a puppet, man. So this is 100% a part of the plan. I don't know if those tanks and whatnot were actually going to be deployed somewhere, but it is crazy to see them moving around. And the fact that no one really wants war at all, except I know there's this big excuse now, like, let's go stop Iranian nukes, because nukes are fully real, right? If only we spent as much money as we spend on frivolous things as we did on securing our own energy and food supply, because that's what's in the crosshairs next. Okay, this video...
I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe the food supply and the energy isn't the crosshairs. I'll tell you this. I like this guy enough. I like that he just openly puts his opinions out there. I'm assuming his opinions are honest and true. The only thing I disagree with him on is like stuff like this, the gloom and doom scenarios, man. I'm not really a fan of, because we have seen videos just like this for over a decade. In previous shows, if you've watched any of them, if you have not, you should go back and watch some, and also please like and subscribe. But in previous shows, I've mentioned old school YouTube, like 2010, 2008, even 2012, right? So that's what I consider old school YouTube. But back in that era, these videos, literally this same type of video existed. There were people that were filming, tanks, Humvees, things like that, artillery, whatever, on, flatbed rail cars being transported here and there. And it was always the same rhetoric back then. It was gloom and doom. Oh my God, this is martial law. We're going to be all locked down. They're coming for your house. They're taking your car. They're taking your pets. This is for the military invasion of the country. This is in Obama era, mind you. No Trump to blame. No Trump to point fingers at. No psychiatric issues caused because of Trump. This was in Obama era. So again, to see this same type of video now in 2026, that's a long time to have passed. And this is also not the first video I've seen in that time, like since that era, right? Like I've seen these same videos even in the last year and a half. There's been a couple of these. And it's the same thing every time. Nothing comes of it. There's no martial law in the United States. We're still not having a third world war. Trump's first term, that was getting thrown around because the Ukraine and Russia were at it again. Do you remember that at all? If you do not recall, go back, revisit for yourself. But that was a thing. At the end of Obama's second term, Russia and Ukraine were having a conflict then. It was a lot of unfortunate shit happening. One was the that commercial airliner that got shot down by mistake, allegedly. Anyway, the point is that was a situation going on at the end of Obama's second term, and then here comes Trump, and people were losing their minds because they were saying what? Trump's going to drag us into a war, man. He's going to cause World War III, man. He's too unstable. He's a child. He's a toddler. He's mentally unfit. He's a psychopath. He's going to do... Are we still? Are we still in a World War III? Oh, no, wait. Well, I'm sorry. What? It never happened? What? Are you serious? That was 10 years ago? And there still has been no World War III? And yet there's yet another conflict now in the Middle East. Also, this is not new. This is not new. This violence in the Middle East, unfortunately, sadly, is not new. This has been happening since before I was born. It's happening probably since before you were born. It's been going on a long time. This is not a Trump exclusive situation, man. And here's the thing. There's still no World War III. Do I believe there will be a World War III? No. Is that an unpopular opinion? Of course, because people love the drama. They are addicted to the fear. They've been brainwashed by the fear. But it's just not, I don't think it's something that's going to happen this day and age. I could be wrong. And if I am, so be it, man. I'm wrong. It's a miscalculation. I just don't see, as things stand now, like what advantage would that really be to have a true global, true scale international conflict? What good would that serve? All these millionaires and billionaires and the elite everyone hates so much, it would completely disrupt or destroy their very posh way of life. And you could say, well, Truth Wizard, all these underground bunkers they're building. I mean, yeah, maybe, again, maybe, yes, maybe you are right and I am wrong. That's okay if that's the case. But do I believe that a high status multi-millionaire to, for sure, the multi-billionaires of the world want to live out their last years or a decent chunk of their life hiding in an underground bunker? No. Who wants to do that? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense in that standpoint. So you have a world war, another one, World War III, and markets are destroyed. Wealth is wiped out. Families that all they've known is comfort and power and ease are now, all of that is completely thrown upside down for them to some degree or respect, right? I don't know, guys. This kind of stuff to me, if you see this, calm down, stop being overly emotional, stop buying into the fear. Let's remain neutral as possible until we need to, change our headspace. But for right now, this just looks like a little bit more of history and narratives repeating. I see no cause for alarm here. I just see business as usual, as he said. They are transporting military equipment, highly likely within the U.S. It goes by a rail system. Someone happened to see it. Case closed.
I don't care. I'm going to keep on talking about this because you can't pull fast shit over me. Y'all can live in La La Land. Oh my God, it's so amazing. Oh, the stars and the galaxies and the astronauts. Fuck that. Listen, there is no fucking public building nowadays that I can walk into and just pick up a fucking FaceTime. There's 0 fucking bars. No motherfucking service.
I mean, I think he's being a little dramatic, but I understand the point he's trying to make. Let's let him continue.
0. We pay $300-$400 a month for cell phones, all this shit. We give it. Fucking Verizon sucks the fucking life out of us. AT&T, T-Mobile, all these fucking cell phone providers, they just suck your fucking asshole. They suck every fucking piece of you out. If you don't pay your bill, guess what? They're going to shut off your fucking phone. However, I can't go into Publix, can't fucking make a call. Can't go into a fucking nail salon. The doors from here to here, 0 service. Block the fuck out. But these fucking people they make a long distance call to the space station. They had a home from the moon. Fucking lies. All of it is fucking lies. Y'all are bamboozled. I don't care what anybody fucking says. This is just as real as a phone call that they made back when they landed on the moon the first time.
Yeah.
So have fun with this fucking joke. All of this is a movie. It's all a show. It's a bad fucking nightmare. Everything that they feed you is a fucking nightmare. From food to this to these motherfuckers, all of it. Not buying any of it. I don't believe a fucking thing.
I honestly, God bless, I'm right there with this guy. For real, man. If you have not watched any other of my shows, please do me a favor. Go back and watch at least 5 or 6 of them, man. Admittedly, the first couple of weeks I was doing this, which is not that long ago, I've only been doing this for like 2 months, okay? So the first at least 5 or 6 episodes, they're probably not that good. So you don't have to watch those if you don't want to. But the last like 2 weeks, I think I've done pretty good. This is getting better. The point is, if you have seen any of those, you would know I'm the same way, man. I don't believe probably 90%, 95% of the shit they tell us anymore. But I feel like it's such a good reason. It's just you've been lied to and bamboozled for so long. And an example that I've gone back to multiple times at this point, and why would I not? But an example that I've gone back to a few times is the whole UFO thing, situation, predicament, whatever you want to call it. We have been told for decades, multiple decades, several decades, that UFOs did not exist. There was no evidence of such. Oh, we haven't seen anything. Oh, that's a satellite. Oh, that's a weather balloon. Oh, that's Santa Claus. Oh, that's the Easter Bunny riding with Santa Claus. Like, we got told everything but what we were actually seeing, right? That it was real. And then, after they had pretty much like told everybody for several decades that your eyes are playing tricks on you, it's swamp gas, it is whatever excuse these assholes came up with, all of a sudden, now they're like, oh, by the way, get this, guys, you're going to love it. UFOs, they actually exist. Whoa. And as far as the space shit goes, I'm not going to get too deep into that in this video. I've made a case in previous shows that I've done about space and why I'm leaning towards it's not quite what they've told us. So again, I would say maybe go back and revisit some previous shows for me if you want to support the channel. But in a future video, I'm sure I'll circle back and talk about it again. Either way, they try too hard to sell it to me, for me personally. And my response is just like him. I'm so over all the headlines, all the cheesy banter and all the long distance phone calls. I'm just over it, man. It's so lame. It's so played out, and they are overselling so bad that I've mentally checked out. Do you feel the same? Please comment and let me know.
Look at how they react after that classic star question.
Stars in outer space.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to my crewmates about that today. I've definitely seen stars in outer space.
Of course he was. Duh.
And I was saying I haven't seen as many as I thought I would. So we have so much illumination from the sun on the moon and the earth right now. It is hard at times to see stars. Just like when you walk out in the daytime, you see a blue sky but no stars. We look outside and we see the black space and no stars. But tonight we're going to be pointed into deep space, and we're going to turn out all the lights in the spacecraft for the first time on the mission.
Yeah, cool.
About 20 or 30 minutes. We do this all the time on the International Space Station. Christina and I just have great fond memories of this. You'll start to see the stars, and if you give it enough time, you will see so many stars. It's hard to see the constellations because there are so many stars out there. Wow. And the coolest part of those stars is they do not twinkle at all. They are just perfect. They almost look just perfect pinpricks of light. So that is our homework for tonight, Jeremy. We are doing that. We'll take a picture.
Well, all right. So a couple of questions. One, And I'm kind of serious. I am uneducated on this clearly, and I'm not joking. Why don't stars twinkle in space? Why would you not still see some type of twinkle? Maybe is not as dramatic as you see from our vantage point here on this absolutely perfectly round Earth. But really, why would they not twinkle in space? I'm sure it's got to be an atmosphere thing, is what we've been taught, I'm assumed. Well, it's what somebody got taught, because I don't know. I don't know why it's a thing, really. Also, second question, why do these people always have toys? Why are they always spinning a ball and playing with something during these live streams? Why? At this point, this is where, as I mentioned in the previous segment, this is them doing too much. You're going too far to sell me that these people are actually in space, in a zero gravity environment, because they're always fidgeting with something. There's a ball, there's a pouch, there's something like, we've seen this so much. And I get, and I understand, I would be willing to agree and accept the argument that, like, well, dude, this is just good TV, homie. Like, you got to calm down, Truth Wizard. You're getting a little unhinged. You're scaring us. They're only doing this for ratings. They want to show off what they're doing. They really want to drive the theatrics home. They really are there. It's happening. But this is the production value, not to be misconstrued with it being fake. Okay. And maybe that is why they do it. But for me, it just comes off as like you're doing too much. Like you're trying too hard to convince people like myself or the general population that you guys are actually doing this. Does that make sense? Do you follow what I'm saying? What do you think? Do you agree with me? Like, are they trying too hard to sell it, but you still believe they're there? This is just too much production. It's just very cheesy, kind of what they're doing. Or do you agree with me that, like, them trying so hard very well could be a sign that they are bamboozling us? I'd like to know where you stand. You got to leave me a comment, please, and tell me.
How would you explain to them why you should have an assault rifle?
Oh, God. So just hearing what she said, and I was looking at the who this was at the bottom. This is, I forget her actual name, but it's the woman from Liberty Hangout. So I already know the blonde woman here framed up is going to either have a meltdown or say something incredibly stupid, and I can't wait.
What is an assault rifle?
Big ass gun that you shouldn't have.
What is the definition of an assault rifle? If you're going to tell me I don't need something, you
That didn't take long.
better have the definition.
Well, is that how it works?
What is an assault rifle?
So
hold on. I'm sorry. I was talking. Let me rewind this so we can hear just exactly how stupid this girl is.
how would you explain to them why you should have an assault rifle?
What is an assault rifle?
Big ass gun that you shouldn't have.
What is the definition of an assault rifle? If you're going to tell me I don't need something, you better have the definition.
Well, is that how it works?
What is an assault rifle?
So, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the exact dictionary
talk.
definition.
Let's talk about it.
No.
Oh, you're just going to tell me and yell at me and not have a conversation? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what an assault rifle is.
Fine, then let's have a fucking conversation.
Great, now that we've broken that barrier, an assault rifle is actually, the definition by the government is a machine gun. Something that you hold down and the bullets just go through the mag, whatever it is that you have in the drum mag, just feeds it all through with one pull of the trigger.
I apologize.
Okay,
But
those are banned in America. Those are
Very
already banned. Those
sincere.
aren't being used in mass shootings. Those aren't being used for a majority of mass shootings. Actually, handguns are. Handguns are responsible for 80% of the mass shootings in this country. Why aren't you focused?
Whoa. Are you giving out actual statistics? How dare you?
On those.
Well, quite frankly, I don't know the difference between guns because I'm not some gun-obsessed loon like you are, honey.
No, it's important to know what things are causing which casualties if you want to ban them. My handgun.
I was trying to make it through this segment without pausing it. I wanted to hear, but honestly, I've heard enough. This is the problem. Not her specifically and only. People like her, male or female, or Zay-Z, Zooza, Zuzu, AB, whatever the fuck they want to identify as, it's insane. It's insanity, man. How stupid, how insane, how mentally ill does someone have to be to have the stance of you don't know what something is? You can't speak of what it is. You can give no specifics or even just broadly, vaguely talk about it. You can't do any of that, but you are so insistent that you know no one should own it. I'm sorry, I have a problem with that. I don't care if it's pew-pew related. I don't care if it involves a can of pinto beans. It doesn't matter. If you are going to sit here and insist, whether you are an individual, a government official, an alien, a teacher, it doesn't matter. If you are going to insist on something that you're willing to just be an emotional basket case like this woman right here, you better know what you're talking about. And for her to say, oh, is that how it is? Yeah, dumbass. That's exactly how it is. You know what? I'm going to just cut this off here and I'm going to end this rant before this gets out of control. This is not a political problem. I'm not attacking or trying to make fun of any group, anyone specific or particular. But here's the thing. This is the honest truth. If this is your line of thinking and like when someone does educate you and someone does give you some information, but now you're going to just like double down and you're going to be even more just pissy and more childish to where, I don't know, I'm not a gun crazed lunatic like you are. That's low IQ, dude. That's some low IQ shit. Her argument is getting dismantled. The logic that she's using, or severe lack of, but the logic that she's using is also being just completely blown apart. And so now she's going into full defense mode. So now here comes the emotions. She's getting her ego bruised. She doesn't know what to do. She's looking kind of silly. So now she's going to just lash out and be emotional, start a little name calling, trying to belittle the person giving her information. That is a great example of how you stay stupid. Do not be like this person on the screen.
Donald Trump decided to bomb Iran was that the Israelis said for the first time, if you don't bomb Iran to take out these deep bunkers, we're going to use nuclear weapons. And they had never threatened that before. And so Trump said, bombing Iran might actually save us from the start of World War III if it keeps the Israelis from using nuclear weapons.
So according to your source, the Israelis told the President of the United States that if he did not use the United States military power to bomb the nuclear facilities in Iran, Israel, acting on its own, would use nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Do you see why there's a problem with that statement, John?
Yeah.
Because they've never admitted that they've had them.
That's right.
So you're telling me that they just admitted to the President of the United States that they have nuclear weapons and we still do not have them in the IAEA treaty?
I mean, if Israeli nuclear whistleblowers are to be believed, yeah, they've had them. They started working on them in the 50s. They got them around the late 60s.
I really did not mean for this video to kind of get so political here, but whatever. This is life. I talk about, and I mention in intros and other parts of these shows that we're here to look at life. Well, unfortunately, this is just a part of life. This is stuff we have to deal with, and these are realities we face. This is information or even possibly false information or false narratives we're given. So we're going to address them, man, whether we like it or not, whether we like what we hear or not. So I think it's very interesting that there are a lot of people, like probably a majority at this point, or at least maybe a split half and half. There's a lot of people blaming Trump for what's going on, the bombing campaign, the conflict happening right now. They're pointing fingers at him. It's his fault. He didn't get congressional approval. He didn't do this. And that's fine. You're allowed to say and feel whatever you want. But now we have allegedly a former CIA agent. Is he really out? Probably, maybe. I don't know. But we have somebody that has some ideas of interworkings of the government, right? And agencies individually. And he's alleging from his source that the U.S. / Trump and the people that also control Trump, because he's an absolute muppet like the rest of them, by the way. Oh, it's true. They basically were backed into a corner and forced to participate. And by them doing this, they actually saved us from a horrible situation. If you have bought into this system that you are so devoted to any one president or whoever figure, a person in power, you need to reevaluate. I'm not trying to be a smartass. I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm being sincere. You have to reevaluate. Left, right, down, up, doesn't matter. All the same people. They're all a bunch of muppets, dude. They're all being told what to say, or they are on their own telling me what we want to hear. They are. It should be so obvious. So at this point, with this clip, it's intriguing to see people. I showed a clip on a previous show. Go back and give it a watch. About people coming out and saying, well, what if Trump's master plan was to lose this war in Iran? I mean, maybe, but people were starting to jump through hoops here, right? And doing like all kinds of ridiculous mental gymnastics because of what's going on. And now there's a reality that he was doing things to avoid further conflict when he was being accused of starting World War III. I don't know, man. There's so much to unpack these days. There's so much happening. And I still cannot believe it is 2026. And with the creation of smartphones now for well over 10 years being in our hands, the internet, and tons of information at our fingertips, people are still hopelessly devoted to this political system, to politicians. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. It's insane, actually. You have got to disconnect from these politicians, man. They are telling you what you want to hear. They, I believe, are largely told what to say by other people actually running the show, locally and internationally. And believe you me, they are all working together. And all the conflicts and all the issues and problems these leaders have with each other, allegedly, I believe is a little bit blown out of proportion and taken out of context to us, the people. Do I think bad things really are still happening? Do I think innocent people are and do and have been getting hurt by their actions? Yeah, man, absolutely. It's disgusting, actually. But they are still selling you this idea of these separate systems, but it's all theatrics, man. It's not real. They're not here for you. They are not here to save you. And guess what? Whenever Trump's done with his term and the new person comes in, everyone's going to be throwing their hands up and rejoicing and praising, Lordy, Lordy, thank God Trump's gone. I hated that man. What an asshole. What an arrogant douche. What a scumbag billionaire. However you feel about him, it's fine. But the next person that comes in will probably be a little more professional. He or she might say things in a bit of a more professional, sugar-coated manner, but they're not going to save you. They're not just going to start pumping your salaries. They're not pumping your bags in stock market or crypto. They're not going to just hand you the keys to a new home or car and make your life so lavish and sweet. They're not going to, magically subsidize all these insurance costs. They're not going to do away with taxes. They are not here to save you. The sooner you accept that and start living accordingly and making decisions accordingly, instead of buying into the theatrics and the fear-based narratives, the better off you will be.
This astronaut slipped up and accidentally showed us that the moon mission is fake and they're not even in space. Take a look at this clip that's going viral and tell me what you see and what you hear.
Here it is.
So far from home. Y'all see that?
That's the same ball that they were spinning. So this is from the same live stream. Obviously, I'm makes pretty good sense to me. I'm assuming anyway.
What? What is that?
I overheard from some of the
Here comes.
conferences, and then what I enjoyed watching
What
with
is
my
this?
family.
Boom. You see him? What is that? So what you're seeing, if you caught it, it looks like that plushie glitches out, and then you see the words moon coming over it in a weird way. And people are saying this is proof they are just in a studio, and this is all green screen. I found the original footage from the original stream. That's not there. This looks like it's been edited. So if that's the case, why would somebody edit the footage like that? I know NASA lies to us. I don't trust our governments, but I also want to use logic and reasoning when I weigh this information. The Artemis astronaut slipped.
Absolutely love that. I love it. Even if this dismantles my take, my perception, my opinions, that's fine. If they need dismantling, bring it on, man. That's very, very cool video to see. I love it, for real. Did not know that. We saw that same plushie. I was commenting on it, asking about why are there always toys when they go and they show all this off? Like, who are you still selling this to? But very interesting if that was clipped and someone photoshopped that in and put it on the great interwebs to stir the pot. Sure, man. I'll take that. Now, she didn't show the clip of authenticity. And at this point, I don't know. We just watched a clip with the same plushie, saw nothing mysterious going on, didn't see any kind of glitches. Have you seen this? Did you see the actual clip? Was it, in fact, some kind of glitch taking place, or was that glitch done on purpose? Was that an actual hoax to push theories like I might present that this is not real, when in fact that's an incorrect theory? Please, if you have something to add to this, really, you got to comment and let me know.
And that you're talking to somebody smart is if they can hold two opposing thoughts at the same time in a conversation, and you can see that they are trying to rationalize both sides of things in a clear way, in an unbiased way, so they can understand better which side could be more plausible, which, depending on what it is, tends to be somewhere in the middle. And most people tend to gravitate to one side automatically. Of course. And the difficulty in this is that the farther you go to one side, the less likely you are going to rationalize the other side.
Yep.
So it's not only refreshing, but you can pick up on good thinking processes when you're talking to somebody who is thinking on both sides of a subject, so they can better understand what it is that they would need to know when they are trying to see what side has the better information for them. The clear sign that you're...
Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely, positively love this clip. And I really hope some of you stayed and you're still here to watch this. And for those that did, congratulations. If you have caught or watched any previous shows I've done, how many times have I said, we are here to have a good time. We want to entertain ourselves. We want to question and challenge these narratives given to us, but we want to do this from the most unbiased, neutral stance possible. Be as objective as possible. And that means we have to look at it from both sides. And in this video and in previous videos, I have also said the same thing, man. I can look at it from this standpoint, but I can see this being a possibility as well. I do that all the time. I have had entirely too many conversations over the phone with people in my life and have used the exact phrase, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, because I hear their argument. I hear their concerns. I know why they feel or say what they do. However, they do that based on this narrative, this information, this certain video, and this certain person. Well, when those things all have their own bias, you're already defeated, right? So you're only getting the one side to it. You're missing this fact, you're missing that, and that. And if you don't know these or you refuse to see them, you cannot form a full, whole opinion. And that's what's the most important to do. I just said it in the previous clip. Stop buying into the fear. Stop buying into and being so devoted to these Muppet politicians that tell you what you want to hear and that also tell you things as they are instructed to tell you from whoever the hell is really running the show. And in order to be able to break free from this narrative and to start making better decisions for yourself and those around you, you have to be substantially less emotional. You have to be more objective and neutral and be, like he said, yes, more center and balanced. With all of that said, I'm wrapping it up. I'm going to get out of here. This has gone over a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, if you are still here, thank you so much. Enjoy your Thursday night. I'm going to see you tomorrow.